Let's take a quick detour and talk about something that's basically its own subclass, the Pact of the Talisman. Introduced officially in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, this is the first new Warlock Pact since the Player's Handbook, joining the pacts of the Blade, the Tome, and the Chain. I'm a huge fan of Warlocks. I feel like right from level 1, Warlocks can spin a great story about who they are and who they're becoming, based on your choice of subclass at level 1, invocations at level 2, and your pact at level 3. For those new to the class, pacts are manifestations of your patron's power, the being who grants you your magic, and they're given to you as tools to channel their blessings in unique ways. Right off the bat, it separates itself from the others by mentioning that you can give the talisman to other people, granting them the pact benefits. Blade, Tome, and Chain are mostly self-benefits, so story-wise the talisman is intended to be shared with at least one other person. It doesn't have to be. The wearer, you, or someone else can add a d4 to any failed skill check, a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. It's alright. For the benefits of the guidance cantrip, I can't say it's too useful on its own. Compared to Tome, which can give you that exact cantrip plus 2 more, it's underwhelming. The Chain gives you a familiar that can use the help action and invisibly scout ahead, and the Blade offers you a shifting magical weapon and martial prowess. Compared to these, Talisman is definitely the weakest up front. It's even weaker than it was in the UA. The older version could be used an unlimited amount of times, though only on skills the wearer wasn't proficient in, kind of like a bard's jack of all trades. Rather than bolster a character's weak spots, now it instead offers a bit of help on any failures with limited uses. So let's move on to invocations. While Blade, Tome, and Chain all have 4 unique invocations, the Talisman comes up just a bit short with only 3. The first is Rebuke of the Talisman, with no level requirement. It's a reaction psychic blast, when the wearer takes damage, pushing the enemy back 10 feet. This is great for a couple of reasons. The damage doesn't need an attack roll, so it's a guaranteed hit, and there's no limit to its uses. Here, Talisman takes on a protective niche. You can throw this on your ranged allies to peel off enemies, or on yourself to make room for Eldritch Blast. For example, if you take an opportunity attack while leaving an enemy's range, you can bump them backwards 10 feet as you leave, boosting the total distance between you and them by the end of your turn. If you plan on taking Talisman, consider this as one of the better unique invocations, and think about how best to use this to defend yourself or your party. The UA version's damage scaled with Charisma instead of proficiency bonus, making it a stronger feature in early levels. Just like almost anything else in Tasha's, proficiency bonus scaling is the new gold standard for all the classes and features, just so the Warlock can be less reliant on that Charisma stat. Protection of the Talisman further leans into that defensive niche. Available at 7th level, it lets the wearer add an extra 1d4 to a failed saving throw, a number of times equal to your proficiency per long rest. Again, this is alright. Even at lower levels, the odd of someone failing a saving throw by a 1 to 4 margin is fairly low, and this disparity only grows the higher you go. Add on that this never grows from a 1d4 and has limited uses, it becomes an incredibly niche bonus. A character can only have so many invocations at mid-level, and this is just an okay option from the vast pool to choose from. It might even be better at later levels when saving throws become more increasingly common. The UA version though was really good. With unlimited uses to all your non-proficient saving throws, it basically added a 2.5 point buff to up to 4 different saving throw stats. They have bumped the required level down from 9th level to 7th level, but at the cost of a lot of power. The 12th level invocation Bond of the Talisman is a pretty interesting utility feature. You can teleport to a creature wearing your talisman anywhere on the same plane, or them to you. So, how do you use this effectively? Well, you could give it to someone highly mobile, like your rogue or a friend's familiar, have them slip into places you could never traverse, and follow after them at your leisure. It's useful for dangerous one-person missions, like sneaking into an enemy base or flying down a dark chasm. Its value is pretty close to a 2-way dimension door, and there's likely a number of creative ways your party could make use of a reliable failsafe with multiple charges. From a story standpoint, it could signify a very powerful bond, that 2 characters over a continent apart can never be too far away. As with the rest of the UA invocations, this one used to have infinite uses, which was likely a bit too powerful. Infinite charges could trivialize risky maneuvers. At least with limited uses, you'd have to be smart and practical with your teleports. And that's all. So let's talk. Why should you play Pact of the Talisman? The most obvious reason is that you'd rather be a more supportive Warlock. As small as those 1d4 bonuses may be, they have 2 important benefits. 1. They're unique effects, meaning they'll stack on top of other similar effects, like Guidance, Bless, and Bardic Inspiration, and allow you to reach, check, and save values not previously possible. A Divine Soul Sorcerer, for example, gets access to Cleric spells at level 1. So, a 1-level multiclass dip into Divine Soul gets you Guidance and Bless, which combined with Talisman can add 2d4 to an ability check or saving throw. If you want to get even crazier, a 1-level Peace Cleric dip gets you Emboldening Bond, which lets you or an ally add on an additional 1d4 to an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw once per turn. Combined with Cleric spells Guidance and Bless, with all the effects stacked, you or an ally can get a 3d4 bonus to any ability check or saving throw. Alone, it's pretty underwhelming, but when combined with similar effects, including even Paladin's Aura of Protection or the spell Enhanceability, you can reach some pretty crazy numbers. The second benefit is that these 1d4 bonuses don't have any action costs. Guidance takes an action, Bardic Inspiration takes a bonus action, Bless takes an action and concentration. With the Talisman and its invocation, all you have to do is wear it to tap into its benefits whenever you want. There's no time limit either, so you don't have to hurry to use it. It's rare to have a class feature that just buffs your allies with no time limit or spell slot cost, so the Talisman does have that unique benefit. The final, and frankly most important reason to pick Talisman is that it just fits. For 5 years, the only 3 choices a Warlock had were between a weapon, a pet, and a book, and sometimes that just doesn't fit your aesthetic. How often in books and movies are the heroes given a special stone, or a magic pendant, or a shiny ring that gives them powers? A Talisman is a perfect catch-all MacGuffin that fits into tons of storylines and can be styled however you want. I'm a big fan of the Talisman, at least thematically, because, like the Peace Cleric, it pushes the idea that adventurers don't have to start off or get stronger alone. A pact that revolves around supporting another player encourages so many interesting dynamics and fulfills a power fantasy not possible with just one person. Are you a loyal arcanist, pledged to following your town's local hero? Are you one of a pair, a member of a dynamic duo of traveling lovers or friends? Are you a wandering shaman, looking for the chosen one who will bear your blessing? What stories can be told when your future lies in the fate of another? What happens when your deal with a deity involves the soul of someone else? Hope you enjoyed this deep dive into Pact of the Talisman. Check out my other videos if you like what you see. Like, comment, subscribe, may your talismans always be bonded, your bonuses always be the maximum roll, and above all, stay frosty.